Plastics. You use a lot of plastic articles in your everyday life. There's so many things around us made of plastics that we use in our daily life. Chairs, buckets, toys, and so on. So now, do you ever wonder how we get this plastic? Plastic is a polymer. Poly means many, meros means parts. So when one unit that we call monomer, it repeats itself to form a long chain, we call that a polymer. Monomer, mono means one. So when one unit repeats itself again and again to form a long chain, we call that a polymer. So that polymer, that chain can be in any form. That can be a straight long chain or a branched chain. There can be a change in the branching as well. So a different type of polymer is possible. This plastic is a polymer of a molecule known as ethene. So the monomer is ethene. When a number of ethene molecules come together to form a long chain, they form the polymer known as polythene. And this is the plastic. It is a polymer of ethene. So in this case, the monomer is ethene. So plastic is a polymer. Some properties of plastics that you know, it's that it is non-reactive, it is light, strong and durable, and they are poor conductors. Also, plastics can be easily molded. We can give them different shapes, and hence they are used for making a number of articles that we use in our daily life. Now there are different types of plastics. You must have seen that at times, if you have a plastic bottle, you add boiling water to the bottle. So you add boiling hot water to a plastic bottle. You observe that it gets deformed. So some plastics, they change their shape when heated. Such plastics are known as thermoplastics. These plastics which change their shape, they get deformed, like in case of plastic bottle. So some plastics, they change their shape on heating. Such plastics are known as thermoplastics. Now, the examples are polythene, PVC, etc. These types of plastics are used for different purposes. For example, they're used for making toys, bottles, and so on. Their shape can be changed by heating. So we get the desired shape by heating these plastics. Another type of plastics are thermosetting plastics. For example, the electrical switches, the handles of the vessels like pressure cooker, etc. They're made up of thermosetting plastics. These are the plastics which once molded, they cannot be softened by heating. So once we give a desired shape, we cannot change their shape by heating. Now some other properties of these thermosetting plastics are that they are non-reactive, they are light, strong and durable, and they are poor conductors. It is because of these properties that we use it in like making electrical switches. For example, it is a poor conductor. So we use the electrical switches. They are made up of thermosetting plastics as they are poor conductors. Similarly, the handles of the pressure cookers, we do not want it to transfer heat. So we use thermosetting plastics for making the handles of the pressure cookers and other utensils. So thermoplastics are those which change the shape on heating, and thermosetting plastics are those which once molded, they cannot be softened by heating. How is plastic affecting our environment? You must have heard that we should now say no to plastics, use less poly bags, use paper bags, and so on. So why and how is plastic affecting our environment? This is because we define two terms known as biodegradable and non-biodegradable. What are these substances? Let's see. Biodegradable are those substances that can be decomposed through natural processes. And natural processes, say by the action of bacteria and so on. So these substances are biodegradable. That is biologically, by natural ways, these substances can be degraded. But some substances, they cannot be degraded by natural processes. Such substances are known as non-biodegradable. Since they cannot be degraded by the natural processes, they are known as non-biodegradable. Now let's see some examples. The peels of vegetables, leaves, etc., they degrade in 1 to 2 weeks. Since they readily degrade by natural processes, they are biodegradable in nature. Similarly, paper, it also decomposes or degrades in 10 to 30 days. So it is biodegradable. But metals like tin, aluminium, etc., they take 100 to 500 years. Now this is a very long time for a substance to degrade. So we consider such substances to be non-biodegradable. Similarly, plastics. They take even more than 500 years to degrade. Now that is a very, very long duration. So we consider plastics to be non-biodegradable. That is, they cannot be degraded by natural processes. Since they cannot be degraded by natural processes, they keep on accumulating in the environment. We cannot decompose them even by heating. So now they keep on accumulating in the environment and hence they harm the environment. We call this environmental pollution of plastics. So plastics, since they are non-biodegradable, they cannot be degraded or decomposed by natural methods. So they pose a threat to the society as they cause environmental pollution. So now, how can we reduce or minimize the environmental pollution caused by plastics? We can use the 4 R's, that is reduce, reuse, recycle and recover. We know plastics are non-biodegradable, so we try to minimize their use. We try to reuse them. The plastics that we already have, we recover them and recycle them to make new products. So in this way, we can minimize or reduce the harmful effects of plastics.